this is a story that gaining some momentum. The fan that caught Shohei Ohtani's first home run as a Dodger has some hard feelings. Sam Blum is a writer for The Athletic. He got a chance to speak to this fan and the transaction that took place afterwards. Sam, where do we pick up the story here? First of all, thanks for joining us.
No, yeah, thank you so much for having me. I mean, it's just kind of a wild story, and I think that there are some interesting elements to this. Obviously, this is Shohei Ohtani's first home run ball. We talked to I believe like an appraiser at Heritage Auctions who said this ball would likely be worth at least $100,000, if not more, and obviously value can kind of go up or down over time. But what they traded it for is basically worthless because it doesn't have an authentication with it. She got two caps, a bat, and a baseball. So it wasn't a great trade. And I think moreover, the more important part of the story is that the fans felt like they were pressured into this. They were told that they wouldn't get the ball authenticated if they left with it.
Well,
They
walk
were
me through
separated.
this, though, Sam. She
Yeah.
gets the ball, then what happens?
I think about a dozen security guards come to the section within a couple minutes. They get taken back to this, I think, just kind of empty restaurant, in one of the club areas. And the husband who was with his wife, the wife caught the ball. They were separated. And at that point, this negotiation was kind of started with, we're going to offer you two signed hats. And I think she felt quite pressured and in a situation where she didn't have her husband and she didn't really necessarily feel comfortable negotiating as much. And basically said, "Well, was there anything else you can get me?" And then got a hat and a bat, or then got a ball and a bat. So
Purposely separated from her husband?
yes, that was what the couple said. Yes,
Dodgers say anything? Have they responded?
they declined to comment on that.
The authenticity of this baseball, though, was there any talk of if you leave with this baseball, we won't authenticate it?
That was what Amber Roman, the woman who caught the ball, told me. Yeah, that they would not have authenticated it, and that basically, if you leave with a baseball, that's not been authenticated, it's almost valueless at that point.
Did she meet Ohtani?
She did not meet Ohtani.
Did Ohtani say he met with her?
It's a complicated kind of scenario or situation here because his interpreter interpreted his words as saying, "I talked with the fan." Now I think that there is some ambiguity in how, what he said in Japanese could possibly be translated to English.
Yeah.
And it was more of a colloquialism, I think, what he said. And so I think that there is some gray area as to it could potentially have been he was referring to maybe staff or a different person connecting with this fan. So it's a little unclear, but it was translated from his interpreter to say, "I talked to the fan." And we reached out to the Dodgers and gave them time to kind of clarify this. And again, they declined to kind of respond to any of it.
Now, she loves the Dodgers. I think she said that she's a diehard fan and was hoping to be treated better. Yeah, everything has litigation, it seems like, attached to it here, Sam. Are they considering doing anything with the Dodgers?
I think right now the Dodgers have basically said that they would like to invite the fan back, that they would like to reconnect with the fan, possibly to discuss the transaction. I don't know if that would mean updating the offer to some extent or doing something nice for them. I think that would be the right thing to do in this situation. That being said, I don't necessarily know if the fans would pursue any sort of legal action after that. I think right now the next step will be hopefully reconciling these fans who should have been treated better. And hopefully one thing I hope people get from this story is that from what I understand, this type of stuff isn't incredibly rare. So hopefully, when these milestone home runs are hit in ballparks across America, the fans are treated like the diehards that they are.
What would you have asked for?
I think it's so tough in that situation because if you're surrounded by a bunch of security guards who have probably been practicing for this moment and you're just a fan, it's probably really tough. I mean, that being said, that thing is quite valuable. I think it does belong to Ohtani. It's his milestone and he should have it. But you got to have a fair trade, and whether that's like lifetime season tickets if you're a big fan, I think it has monetary value and it also has sentimental team value to it. So that might be something.
At least season tickets, just for this year and World Series tickets.
Yeah, exactly. As long as maybe a season tickets, as long as Ohtani is in a Dodgers uniform.
Thanks for updating us on this, Sam. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it.
That's Sam Blum, the baseball writer for The Athletic. How's this first month been for the Dodgers here? There's been a lot going on here. You open up the season in South Korea, then you come back, and then you have the interpreter, the gambling. Then Ohtani finally hits his first home run. Mookie Betts has been great, by the way. Yes, Paul?
The story is a little bothersome. If some staffer from the Dodgers didn't give this woman a chance to realize the value of what she had and threaten in some way that if you don't give us this ball now and you walk out with it, we won't authenticate it. That's where, like you said, lawsuits can be done. I mean, $100,000, we don't know anything about her financial situation. That's a chunk.
Yeah, but you separate her from her husband. That bothers me. Because, that felt like that was intentional. And, that's not a good look. If that's what happened, that's a terrible look here. I don't know. If you're asking for something, what can you ask for? What is fair in a situation like that? You love your team. That's your guy. Hit a home run. But let's say you do take that baseball home. There's video of you holding that baseball up in the scrum, and you're right there, and nobody else has the baseball. Unless you're going to say, no, we have the baseball, but in your heart of hearts, you don't have the baseball. She does. I mean, if I said to her, knowing what you know now, would you have taken the risk and just taken the baseball home? I would. I'd be like, all right, let me know when you find that baseball, because everybody knows that I got that baseball and I'm holding it right here and it's on video. I would just say, hey, let me have season tickets here. How's that? Is that too much to ask? Yeah, Paul.
The story, the reporter Sam Blum was pretty clear that it's not clear that Ohtani said he met the fan. The translation could have been messed up there. But the average person on social media who's seen this story says, "Oh, Ohtani's lying again." That was the reaction. I'm just telling you, not my reaction, but the reaction like, oh, everyone's putting it out there. A lot of other sites are putting out there that Ohtani is telling the truth about meeting the fan with the baseball.
They never met or talked to Ohtani, though in Ohtani's post-game comments on the subject, according to the translation of the interpreter, he seemed to suggest either they had spoken or they had communicated in some fashion. It was not immediately clear if that was a misunderstanding or if Ohtani was intending to communicate that he had gotten a message to the fan who caught the ball. Ohtani, through his interpreter, said, "I was able to talk to the fan and was able to get it back. Obviously, it's a very special ball, a lot of feelings towards it. Very grateful that it's back." All right. The woman's boyfriend, I believe, said that they took advantage of her. There were a bunch of security guys around her. They wouldn't let her talk to me or I couldn't give her any advice. There was no way for us to leave. They had pretty much cornered us in the back. Yeah. They said that he was kept at a distance from his wife by stadium security guards and told they couldn't talk to one another. Like, that's crazy. Over a home run ball, that should be a celebration. He said that they didn't want him to influence the decision. At least that's how his girlfriend took it. A lot of pressure there. All right. Well, the reporter did reach out to the Dodgers, and they declined to answer any questions here. Maybe there's a follow-up here soon. Yes, Eaton?
One thing that I think people should chill on with this one is the Shohei quote of, "I was able to speak to the fan and get the ball back."
Mm-hmm.
Right? He's speaking through an interpreter.
True.
And that's very possibly lost in translation.
Yeah.
I was able to speak to the fan, or they were able to speak to the fan. Those kinds of things get mixed up all the time. So that's a pretty unfair part of the story.
Yeah, but that's what people are jumping on, that Ohtani's lying again. And I would give him the benefit of the doubt that maybe he did say something that was going to be relayed to the fan. It's not a face-to-face, I think is what he's saying. Yes, Paul.
I don't think this is going to be enough to get the old translator's job back. I'm just saying that.
No, he's not.
I think he's gone forever.
No. Yeah. I think so. Too soon for that. Yes, Don.
But if that's even remotely true, separating someone from their partner or their spouse, that's like, how is there not a legal part to that? Like, how do you pull two people away from each other and corner them like they're in an interrogation
She wasn't
room?
put in jail.
No, but
okay, she was in a room, and then her boyfriend was in another room.
But they wouldn't
They
let
weren't
him
tortured until they got the ball back.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, but he.
I know. I mean, it sounds like this. She was. Are you aware what that? She wasn't given food or water.
No.
She wasn't given food or water.
But they did separate the two.
Yeah, okay.
That is odd.
How is that a thing? Separating someone with.
If you don't give us the ball back right now, you got to be an Angels fan for the rest of the season. No, you got it.
I'll give you the ball.
That's what they said. That's what they said.